Coming to you from the studios at the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66, it's the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast.
Rock and roll Chicago, rock and roll Chicago, my hometown. Well, I was born in the city, gonna rock your city, Chicago. Chicago rock and rollers are the best year out around.
Hey everybody, it's Ray the Roadie. Tonight, we're bringing you a special episode of the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast. And along with that episode, we're bringing you a special co-host. Everybody say hi to Paul Martin.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
how are you? How are you?
Good to see you, Paul.
It's nice to be back, Ray. Nice to be back. Although I've kind of never left because I am editing them all.
That's true. You're still there in spirit.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Part of the reason we brought you into for this event this evening is because of why?
Because I think I know this band a little bit.
You do?
I do. I know this band.
I think they were our episode 4.
Yes, I've worked with them for a few years, about 50.
Yeah. Well, the band's got something special going on right now, and joining us tonight is John McFarlane.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Excellent.
Good. Nice to see you, John.
Good to see you guys. And I actually am seeing you too, even though this is a podcast.
That's right. So tell us, you guys got something going on musically with the band. What's all the hubbub?
Well, we are super excited. We just signed a record deal, and a national, or I should say a global distribution deal with a record company based out of Denver, Colorado. And they've also got offices in Tokyo, and they're called Color Red Records. And we signed a deal with them, and they were excited to get our music out to the public. And rather than just put it out just digitally, they wanted to put it out on vinyl. So this past November 17th to be exact, we just released a 5-song EP on vinyl. And we are super excited for that.
Very cool. Yeah, vinyl's making a big comeback.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, what we've been doing is not only is the record available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Best Buy, Walmart, but we've been going to local vinyl record stores in all the local, the suburbs, southwestern and northwest Indiana and down by Paul. And it's amazing how many vinyl record stores there are. In fact, I saw an article. They're saying that this past holiday season, there were twice the amount of vinyl record stores than the previous year. It's doubled.
Wow.
And the manufacturers of turntables are kicking them up. I was just in Best Buy today, and right in their vinyl records section, right underneath it, they've got turntables, Audio-Technica and a Sony, and yeah, it's hot. It's coming back. There's just it's more of a specialty thing. And, you got the audio files, the audio guys that are super into listening to the difference between digital and vinyl. But it's a growing market. And actually, besides that, they have a thing twice a year. It's called National Record Store Day. And it's on Black Friday in November after Thanksgiving, and then again in June, where they have special deals and special prices in these record stores, and record companies actually send special editions of the existing vinyl that's already out there. They'll send colored, like a red or purple or pink or whatever, or previously unreleased things. So yeah, it's pretty cool how it's exploding, and we've got our record in 34 record stores in the suburbs around in Northwest Indiana, Chicago suburbs.
And it's selling?
And it's selling. We have a goal. We have a goal that we're trying to hit. The record company, they're distributing it. They have a distribution company that gets it out. That's how it actually got in at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Best Buy. Walmart, but they took a number of them, and we took a number, and we're visiting the local stores, and these people are the owners of these stores they're kind of excited to see a band member walk in as well. They say we don't get that hardly ever. So yeah, a little extra thing we're offering.
Is there anywhere people can go to find out where these record stores are?
Yeah, on our website, M&rrush.com, M&rrush.com, and our Facebook pages, there is a list of all the record stores that have them in the suburbs, and it gets updated as we add new record stores. So you can check that out, and you can also order it direct from our website. If you don't feel like going out there and physically going to a brick and mortar, you can order it from our website. You can order it from Color Red Records website, and you can order from Amazon.
Very cool. Very cool.
Amazon, Walmart, Barnes and Noble, like John said earlier, all those places have it, right?
Yeah, actually, what I've noticed, they're right now the Best Buys and the Walmarts. You may have to ask them to order it, but you can get them. Yes.
Do they have physical albums there? Do they have physical vinyl?
Some of them do. It depends on the manager of the store, whether they've ordered it or not. But if they don't have it there, they can order it and have it for you in a couple of days.
Okay.
So
yeah, I remember hearing that Best Buy dropped CDs a few years ago, that they weren't selling CDs anymore.
Yeah. But it's really cool. And what we're going to
CDs, it's also available on CD.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's also available on CD as well.
Yeah, we've got it out there. On CD, and again, it's on all digital download sites.
So it's been a little while since I've talked to you guys. So what do you guys got going on now that you got this album out? What's next?
Well, the record company is excited to keep putting out material from us. In fact, over the Christmas holidays, we had a song called Heavy Metal Christmas, which was recorded, quite a few years ago, probably 8-10 years ago, maybe even longer.
You're probably longer, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Every Christmas, though, we kind of push that. We push that on our website and our Facebook pages. But this year, the record company, they re-released it because it had been on the digital sites on Spotify and Pandora, but they re-released it, and we had a new cover for it, which our good friend Boris put together. Did a fantastic job of Santa Claus playing Eddie Van Halen's guitar and standing in front of a Marshall stack, and it received, what did we have here? I don't have it in front of me, but I believe it was something like we had up to 8,000 listens this year on it. Yeah, so that was released in December. And now going forward, what Color Red Records wants to do is release a single every 2 months. Now, it'll be a combination of going back into our catalog and remixing and remastering some of our older tunes, but that we feel are strong. And also we're going to record new material as well. We're going to get together for writing sessions. And so the goal is to put out digitally. These will all be digital every 2 months. And then this time next year, the record label is going to be looking for a full album. Again, what we just released was a 5-song EP, but a year from now, they're looking for a full 10-song album, which they're going to release on vinyl as well.
Will that be all original? I mean, or stuff are existing, or will it be new?
Right now, we're hoping it'll be all new. It depends, I mean, I've been talking to all the guys, and everybody's got tons of ideas, and so we'll see what happens. And I just got my own Pro Tools. Working on setting up my own Pro Tools thing set up for home, and then we can. We all live. We got 2 guys in Indiana. We got 4 of us in Illinois, but we're all over the place. So we're going to start recording, sending demos around, digitally on using Pro Tools. And then once we get some, we figure out exactly what songs we're going to do, then we'll get in the studio and we'll record a new record. Really excited about that.
That sounds good.
The name of our EP is Goodbye City Lights. I don't know if we mentioned that.
No, we didn't.
No, so be a good idea to mention the name of it. It's called Goodbye City Lights.
Goodbye, city lights. Hello, paradise. It's good to be back home again. Goodbye, city lights. Hello, paradise. It's good to be back home again.
It's a song that John and Jeff and Kyle wrote, right? Three of you,
Yeah,
John?
Yeah, actually, what happened was Carl came in with the main verse, bridge, and chorus, and I know Jeff kind of helped a little bit. They changed some things in the bridge and chorus, and then I came in with the solo section. Yeah, but it was a work where the three of us kind of put our heads together, but Carl brought the original idea, and it turned out really well. We were really proud of it.
We've got Time Waits for No One, which John wrote several years ago, but we've been playing it live periodically, and there's another song on there called Find a Way, which John also wrote, but I wrote the words for it. We kind of collaborated on that, and but it's a great little record, great little EP.
And we got two more songs, another song called Don't Stop and another one called Bring Some Love Tonight, which has a real cool bass guitar intro to it. I think the Find a Way story of how you and I wrote that is cool. Me, you, and Jeff, we were sitting at the lab, Jeff's studio, throwing ideas around. I said, well, I got this riff and I got a riff, and the more I played it, I go, wait a minute, I got the whole song. I came up with the bridge and the chorus, and I said, but the only lyrics I have is she looks in the mirror, da 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 da. and Paul, you had a recorder with. I don't know if you recorded it on your phone or you had a separate.
I have a little recorder, yes, a little MP3 recorder.
So we started it. I sang "She Looks in the Mirror" and played the whole thing, and you came back with the melody and the lyrics.
And I came back with the melody line and the lyrics for it about a week or so later, I remember.
She looks in the mirror, doesn't know what to say, but she knows she needs to find a way. Her life seems so empty since he's been gone, but she knows it just couldn't go on. She needs to escape. She needs to get away. She said, oh, don't you know? She's learned her lesson by letting go. Oh, can't you see? She lives a fantasy. She needs to find.
And then we did a demo, for it. And there's the solo in the middle. And I did this solo that was really, it was kind of just fell in the pocket perfect. And when it came time to actually record the song itself, I couldn't capture the same energy. So we actually, being Pro Tools, you can just lift the solo out of the demo and drop it into the actual final mix, as long as the timing is pretty close, which it was.
Very cool. Sounds pretty exciting, everything that's going on.
Yeah, we're just having a blast. And at this point in our career, to have this opportunity and to have Color Red Records get behind us. And we should mention too that, Color Red Records, they're mainly like a jazz fusion and blues label. We're their first classic rock act. And they're very confident that, we'll be able to make some noise over in Japan, because American classic rock music is still really big in Japan. So they've got some big plans for us coming up this spring and summer for Japan. So
we're going to Japan.
Live at Budokan.
There you go.
We're going to all the record stores in Japan and dropping off.
Yeah. We'll go visit them personally, like we're doing here in
That's right.
in the burbs. Yeah.
Do their turntables run at a different speed?
Yeah.
Reverse.
It's metric. Well, all righty, guys. Thanks for joining us. I think what we're going to do this week is we're going to rerun episode 4 of M&R Rush following this little interlude here. It's been a while. Episode 4. That was a long time ago. We were just younglings back then with portable recorders.
Yes, we were. Yes, we were.
All righty, guys. Well, thanks for joining me tonight.
All right. Can we give a shout out to the rest of the boys?
You sure can.
Marty, Roger, Carl, and Jeffrey. Hope you guys are listening in.
They better be.
That's right.
That's right.
All righty, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks,
Thank you, Ray. Take care.
Hey, this is Paul Martin
And Ray the Roadie.
for the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast.
Joining us this week is M&R Rush. We've got Marty Martirosian, Carl Mosier, Jeff Loop, John McFarlane, and the one and only Paul Martin. How you guys doing?
Great.
Missing Roger. Missing Art.
We're
We're missing Roger. He got tied up in traffic. It looks like he's not going to be able to make it this week. So what's been going on, you guys? I hear you got a new album out, Between the Lines.
Yes, we do. It was released,
July
of last year.
July of 2018, yes.
Yep. 11 song CD with, we got 10 originals on there and one cover tune by Head East.
So who did the writing for this album?
We all did. It was a team effort.
Okay, so everybody had a little part of this, huh?
Yeah.
Even Marty the drummer.
Really?
Yes.
Marty had a part in this.
And I also sang on it for the first time in the history of M&R Rush.
Wow, that's amazing.
He says that in every interview, by the way.
Yeah, that's probably what made the album. That's probably what made the
Just
album.
a clarification.
Yes.
In my mind, it did, right? But I don't know about anybody else's mind.
So tell us about some of the songs on there. Like, John, what did you write? Which songs on there were yours?
Well, let's see here. The opening track, Between the Lines, it's a song I actually wrote for my grandson, talking about living life to the fullest every day and going after your dreams and trying to be the hero, find the hero inside of you. Then there was a tune myself and Paul worked on called Find a Way, a little something that I came up with some music and Paulie put the words together. Collaboration, and Jeffrey and I. What was our song? I can't.
I'm glad. I don't know. Time of Your Life.
Time of Your Life.
Yeah. Okay. I think I was ready for that one. Usually, I wouldn't have that answer.
Another one I put together called I Believe. That song about adversity and believing that you're going to come out the other side and positive and things are going to turn out all right if you believe.
You just got full of all kinds of positive messages.
Yeah.
Half full, not half empty.
My
So,
hero.
Jeff, which ones were yours?
Bring Some Love. Wasn't that was on this last record, right?
Yes.
Funny, I have to ask a question.
That's kind of got an interesting background. Jeff called me up in the middle of the day and said, hey, can you get over here right now? And so I came, and it was about, 2.5 years ago. And he said, hey, I need a real drum track on these ideas. And so we laid it down in probably about 4 minutes. And it ended up being on the album. The demo that I did with Jeff, we worked around all the drum parts from that 4 minute, hey, I need you right now, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Some say I'm crazy, they say I'm crazy.
showed up.
Yes, that's right.
I had another drummer ready, but
Where'd the megaphone come from?
I was inspired by like 9 Inch Nails and stuff like that, all the heaviest, I was into the really heavy stuff, I guess you could say. And so, no, it wasn't my idea. I stole it from somebody else, but it works in Bring Some Love, because actually I did that because I was actually, Bring Some Love has got two feelings to it. I actually was mad about that song. You wouldn't think I was mad. I was mad because every time we would play live, I would look to the audience and I would get like stink eye from certain people, and I'd be thinking to myself, how am I supposed to bring some love your way when you're looking at me so mad? And so that's actually was the inspiration for Bring Some Love, was that very thing of being live and seeing somebody that looked like they didn't like life. Maybe they didn't like me. But
Wasn't Sky yours too?
oh yeah, Sky was what's the word for it? We were in the off season. We were done. We were not playing, and I went in the studio and I just played some little lick, that beginning one. That Sky was really another song that was actually about women. I don't like to write songs about girls, but another thing, I was just I was dreaming and dreaming and dreaming, and it never really materialized. So it was like sky was the limit at that moment when I was feeling all that, and it turned out to not be that way. So that turns out to be a sad song for me personally, but I'm letting out too much information.
Song. That's one of my favorites. Is I see that soundtrack being in a movie, and the chorus, and seeing someone, just beautiful, like a Colorado scene with someone like flying around, and it's just kind of a neat song. It's one of my favorites, Jeff. Just so you know, on the new album.
Thanks, Mark. John.
Okay,
It is one of my favorites too, Jeff.
Yes, it is. So then we go over to Carl, right? Your tune.
And which ones did you write, Marty?
I sang. I tell you, I sang.
That's right. You sang on one of them.
I sang on.
He mentioned that.
Which song was that?
It was a song that's I'm looking it up right now. Reckless Love. Reckless Love.
And I'm wrong. I said we had only one cover tune.
Oh,
well, we'll circle back.
Oh, that's right. We did have more than that.
But Carl,
We can talk about Reckless Love.
Reckless Love, or should we go to Carl?
Yeah, let's talk about Reckless Love really quick.
Reckless Love was a song given to us by our longtime friend from many years, Mr. Jim Peterick from the Ides of March and the group Survivor. And through a mutual friend, our sound man back a few years ago, and Frank Pappalardo. Frank was actually part of the recording session for this demo for this song back in the late 90s, or late 80s, early 90s. And it was a song that Peterick, he never released, and this band from California, I don't remember their name, they actually did the demo. They ended up breaking up before they recorded it. So anyway, long story short, Frank said M&R Rush would do this song great. Jim Peterick said, yep, they can have it. So we recorded that one, and it's on the record.
Feels like
So that's one thing. I mean, we got to say is amazing. You know, Jim Peterick is one of the best songwriters in rock and roll in America, and obviously coming from Chicago, we were honored for him to say, "Hey, you guys can have it. You know, go take it and do your thing to it." So you know, it's just amazing that a guy that's that talented, written that many hit songs, he's one of the best in America, and to just hand us a song and say, "Do what you guys will do a good job on that." And then he sent us a little video when he listened to it. Frank played for him, and he was very complimentary on how we arranged that song, which we're really excited about.
Great.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure when I was doing the lead vocal too, knowing that he's going to be listening to it. But here's a little story about Jim Peterick. I don't know if any of you guys in this room know this story. So growing up, there were bands in my neighborhood playing in garages before I got in M&R Rush, and my very first concert that I went to was at my high school, Mendel High School. I was a freshman, and we had won some contest, and there were 3 bands: Tommy James and the Shondells, the Ides of March, Baby Huey and the Babysitters, and it was emceed by Dick Biondi. So my very first real concert was seeing Jim Peterick playing Vehicle. And I remember it like it was yesterday. Now fast forward to the 80s, we're opening up for Survivor at the Point East, and we had just done a sound check. We did our sound check, they did their sound check, and me and Jim were sitting on a couch, and they just released Hold On Loosely, 38 Special. And I go, hey, can you show me that opening riff? You know, which now, I mean, everybody knows it, but it just came out on the radio. So he showed me that. And then, a couple years later, I remember we were playing at Isn't It in Downers Grove.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm playing.
Yeah, that's a blast from the past.
And I remember I kind of looked up and I saw Peterick, and I think it was Frankie Sullivan sitting at the bar. And I think we were doing Dr. Doctor or something. And I've just got my head down and I'm jamming toward the front of the stage. And I open my eyes and Jim's standing right in front of me, watching me play. And I look up and I go, ah, you know. Okay. Then fast forward about a couple years ago, I get the opportunity. I was at an event and Jim Peterick was there. And I got up with him and I did Vehicle and Eye of the Tiger with him.
Well, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
I don't remember a lot of that other stuff, John. Thanks for bringing that back.
So
70s, 80s were pretty rough time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So Carl's giving me the EOI because we're not letting him talk. So
I'm good with just listening to the stories. I like the stories.
So let's hear about your songs.
I had one on this CD. It's called Someday, and it's I've often heard what people say on how love will find them someday. And that was the line that stuck in my head from 1974 when I actually wrote the song. And so I just figured, you know what? I got this thing sitting around. It's been we never recorded it, and so I brought that one, and I wanted Raj to sing it because Raj on our Blue EP he sang 3 out of the 4 songs, right?
Yep.
Paul sang one. You sang Reach for the Stars on that one.
I sang Reach for the Stars.
And then Paul and Rod sang number 1, and You're the Only Woman, and
Stay With Me.
Stay With Me.
Right.
So I wanted Rod for his voice to grace us again. So
nice. That's a good song.
So yeah, so it was fun recording, and I got to do these harmony parts on there. It sounds like a keyboard when you listen to the song, but it's actually me doing the 3 harmonies, or is it 4 harmonies? Might be 4. 3? Just giving me the 3 sign. I don't know. The middle finger's there too.
What's interesting, he said he only got 1 song on this, right? He got 1 song on Between the Lines. But I was just listening to all our tunes that we laid down over the years, because we're putting on a song of the day for 76 days before we do our first show this year. Mm-hmm. So I haven't listened to our music that much, so I've been listening to them. And on the Thrill of the Chase album, I was like flabbergasted. I think it was the Carl Mosier solo album, wasn't it? I mean, I think you did, right, John?
The purple record.
I think the red record. I think Carl, I think like almost all of the were involved, except one. Those were all your tunes that you came up with the ideas. So I just want people to realize we didn't say, Carl, you can only have one song, but it was time to let everybody else.
Well,
and did I tell you, Ray, that I sang it?
Did you really?
Well, that shows the diversity of the band. I mean, that some other people can write and come up with tunes as well. But
it's about time. God, the weight of the world is lifted off my shoulders. I don't have to come up with all these songs anymore.
So I think that covers everybody that wrote something on the album.
Not Paul.
Oh, Paul! I forgot you were here.
Yeah, I'm being quiet in this one. I had 2 songs on there. A little 3, counting the one that I helped John write. Wrote the lyrics for. But I had Darkness of Night, which kind of just came to me in a moment's notice. The song just kind of, I was sitting at my dining room table playing my guitar, and before I knew it, I had a page full of lyrics that I'd written down, and I came out of this fog, and I had a song written. So, which is kind of cool when that happens, but it doesn't happen too often.
Staring at me, the whole human race. Why does this happen? It just ain't right. I only see you in the darkness of night.
But and I've also got Melvin Drives a Bus, which is kind of my just my story about touring, and when we were all young bucks and out there touring and playing the college towns and going from town to town and playing, and it actually refers to my days when I was mixing, and I still do that occasionally, but running sound for bands, and you could always tell a good drummer when you saw one, because he was in control, and he was driving the whole bus. He was driving the whole band, and I always felt Marty's that way. And
thank you. Is it all right if I give him a hug right now?
Sure. Go right ahead. Feel the love. Feel the love.
And Marty's definitely been a driving force behind this band for since day one, since I can remember.
What's interesting, before you go into your other tune, is Ray, we did it differently on how we picked the songs. We actually voted on all the demos. I don't know, we had about 20 tunes or so.
That was a good idea.
And then we went and voted, and the ones that got the most votes ended up on the album. And I'll be honest with you, Melvin Drives the Bus. I wasn't really impressed at the beginning, and I was telling Paul, it's cool. I like it, but, and he goes, well, for God's sake, Marty, Melvin, it's about you. And then I said, this definitely has to be.
Right, Paul?
That's right.
I love this song.
And what else do you have on there?
That's it, right? Just 2 songs. 2 songs and
That's right. And then you guys make a Head East. So I hear you've had pretty good sales of that album too, internationally.
Yeah, the internet's amazing, isn't it? Again, we kid about this, but it is awesome that with the internet and selling things and how the industry's changed, we have people in about 16 countries that have bought our music. Now, it's not millions of copies, but if one person buys the album in China, that counts as a country that we're in, right? But it's amazing how people get turned on to music that is thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away from them. So it's kind of neat.
So let's turn back the hands of time just a little bit, and let's talk a little bit about how M&R Rush got together.
So usually we throw this to Roger, since he's still on the road from Indianapolis. But yeah, it was myself, Roger, and I. We've known each other a few years, since we were 5 years old. And we played baseball together. I started a band with him when I was in about 7th grade. He didn't even play bass. All he was a lead singer. Our song that we played all the time was "I'm a Believer" by the Monkees. And the reason why we did that is the guitar player's mother would give us brownies every time we would play that. But anyway, so we turned into I met Carl in freshman
class
as a freshman year.
Senorita Smith.
Yeah, as our teacher, and so he became our keyboard player. He turned us on to Paul. We knew John was in a band at this time playing Mendel with his playing purple in his purple shirt. Calling what was the song name?
Purple Haze.
Purple Haze in my purple shirt.
Crystal
Blue
Persuasion.
And so we asked John to come in, and then John came in, and then before you know it, we asked Jeff to come in to M&R Rush, and here we are. That's how it came. We've been around a few years. We took a vacation for many years when our children were growing up and to be Little League coaches and all that. And we started playing again in 2003. So this is our 16th year. Which
so this is a second go around.
Right?
Yeah.
And John's always just
which actually lasted longer than the first go round.
And John came up with that and said, "Hey, do you realize this M&R Rush is the second time around is longer than the first time, right?"
Yep.
So and having fun.
And one of the things I want to point out that I think makes this band very unique, especially when you think about the bands that are out there today playing like 100% cover stuff, and M&R Rush goes back, and we were part of something that we just unfortunately we didn't catch the wave, but we were there. We were there when Styx wasn't even called Styx. They were playing half covers, half originals. Then they changed their name to Styx. They went to all originals. We were opening up shows for them. We were playing covers, and we started writing originals because we didn't want to be a cover band. We wanted to, make the big time. And there was another band in town called MS Funk that had a guitar player, and his name was Tom. Later he changed it or called himself Tommy, and he ended up getting in Styx. We were playing clubs on a Friday. Saturday, Cheap Trick would be there. Go down the road a little farther, Survivor playing the clubs. We're writing originals. We're getting record companies to come out to see us. We weren't just a jukebox band, and we came real close. We had a record company come. Almost signed us. There was a little problem with the record company. We had our song, Carl wrote, Rock and Roll Chicago, played on the loop. On the loop. The third largest radio market, Chicago. The Loop, the largest classic rock station. We were played in the summer of 1980, so much that our song ended up being number 45 for the year. We're not just a cover band. when you come see us, we're going to hear originals. You're going to hear our covers. We know people aren't here, and we like playing them. They were our influences: Queen, Journey, Dry Heap. They were all our influences. So I just had to throw that in.
Yeah. Well, I personally want to thank you guys for letting us use Rock and Roll Chicago as our theme song for the podcast.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about that, Ray. I've been checking the P.O. box for our royalties and haven't seen a check yet. But
my people will get a hold of your people.
All right, there you go.
So what do you got planned for this summer season? What's going on? You got some shows coming up?
Yes, we do. In fact, we're going to do about 10 shows this year. Our first show is on Bourbon Street in about 24 days. And it's on Saturday,
May 18th. 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. So please come on out. And it is a free show. So it's kind of neat. You get there before 8 o'clock. It costs you $0 to come and listen to M&R Rush. We're doing a couple.
Did you say it was a free show or a freak show?
A free show. Free. Okay, we have a couple theaters we're doing, which is really cool. One in Michigan, Acorn.
June 15th.
What's the second one?
The second one, John doesn't know this, but the second one is a brand new theater in Crown Point, Indiana.
November 5th.
Thanks, Carl.
That's the Crown Theater. Is that a reopening?
Reopening that. We played that a long time ago, and they've renovated. I've been there. It's really going to be a beautiful place. We have we have numerous shows, but I'm not going to bore everybody. But another one that's kind of special is Pierogi Fest in Whiting, Indiana. I guess, Carl, do you know that date?
Yeah, that is July 29th.
Oh, so 27th to 29th.
It's last Saturday in July.
All right, there you go.
Saturday in July.
And it's their 30th anniversary, so it's a big special thing. And Channel 9 is supposed to be out there and all that.
All my Polish cousins are coming. So if you want to meet all my Polish cousins, be there.
And then another thing that we do is we're having our 5th annual golf outing, where anybody can sign up at M&rrush.com, and we're doing a show there. Also in Crete, Illinois, at the golf club.
And that'll be August 9th.
Carl, I'm impressed. And Carl's not reading this off.
The golf outing itself is
the 23rd.
It's the 23rd of August. So anybody wants to golf, go to our website and
sign up before.
That's right. Find out all the information there.
All righty, guys. Well, it's been great having you. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
Where else can we where else can they find us and find out our dates besides
we have the website.
M&rrush.com.
M&rrush.com.
You can sign up for the newsletter, so you'll get a newsletter of all our dates coming up. And then, of course, Facebook. We have a Facebook page.
Twitter at M&R Rush Band.
And then you come out to our shows. We'll have cards to give you for all our shows coming up.
It's my birthday Saturday.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
I figured if you want to send me money. P.O. Box what?
All right, then. Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Standing on the
some great stories the band had, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sure was. It's 40 years is a long time to be together. There's a lot of stories there.
Yeah, it's kind of like a marriage, I guess, and you have to you come up with a lot of stories after 40 years.
Yeah, you do. It's it's amazing that you guys have actually been together longer the second go round.
Yes,
that's pretty impressive. Our next episode 5, we've got somebody very special coming up. So all you guys out there definitely got to check it out.
Yes, be sure to check this out check it out next week. We'll be posting some stuff on Facebook, so be sure and check it out and stick around. It's going to be a very interesting show.
As always, like our page, subscribe to the podcast, and please share and tell your friends. Have a great week, everybody.
Take care. Thank you.
The Rock and Roll Chicago podcast is edited by Paul Martin. Theme song courtesy of M&R Rush. The Rock and Roll Chicago podcast does not own the rights to any of the music heard on the show. The music is used to promote the guests that are featured.
Rock and roll Chicago. Rock and roll.